All right. Well, that was really abrupt. I'll have to work on that. Hello, everybody. We are Baseball and Whatever. This is our first live broadcast. We are figuring out StreamYard as we speak. I'm Justin. There's Greg.
Hello.
To the millions of people watching, not really. I think it's maybe my parents and Vinny's parents. And
Will this go better than Bruce Almighty when he went live in the movie?
sure,
Remember that when he was
I
on the
honestly
ship?
don't remember that at all.
Oh, you don't
Bruce
remember?
Almighty?
He was on the boat with Jim Carrey. You ever see that movie?
Oh, I thought that was Evan Almighty.
No, that was Steve Carell.
Oh, okay.
Jim Carrey, when he's on the boat, goes live for the first time and flips out. I don't know.
Oh, and he starts talking in tongues.
Yeah. First thing I thought of going live.
So, well, there's Greg. There's Justin. I guess I'm talking in the third person. Vinny.
Hi, Justin.
Thank you, Greg. Hello. Vinny, the third chair in this, is on assignment. That tall lumberjack is doing something. I don't know what he's doing. He's probably working. He's in the chat right now with his dad. So we'll see what happens. He's not working. So Vinny, if you need the StreamYard link, let us know. Yeah, he's critiquing us as we go. Right. All right. Well, we are Baseball and Whatever. If this is your first time listening to us, thank you very much. We do our primarily baseball and sports focused discussion in the beginning, Cubs, Sox, all Chicago sports. And then we switch gears to our whatever topic. This week, Greg, we are talking 90s one-hit wonders, which this is my wheelhouse because
here we go.
I am still listening to 90s music all the time in the car.
Well, I think I got a couple songs, and I took a little bit of a different approach to this, but we'll get to that and whatever. But I think I got a couple songs on here that you might be close, near, and dear to your heart.
Really? So, my list. I don't even think I finished my list, to be honest. I'm hoping. Yeah, I did not finish my list, so I got to find out what I did with it. But anyway, that is it. But if you'd like to reach in and talk to us, you can come on our YouTube channel, search Baseball and Whatever. You can talk to us right now. I see Vince is in the chat. Hi, Pretzel Vince. Hope you're doing well. I just went and picked up some plumbing, some pipes. He knows what I'm talking about there. So little inside baseball there for him. Anyway, you can reach us on a variety of ways. You can check us out at facebook.com/baseball and whatever. Email the show at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com. Tweet us at baseball and what. Search Baseball and Whatever. Subscribe. We are over 100 subscribers now, so our custom URL is forthcoming once YouTube gets off their butt and verifies us as a literal, I don't know, influencer on YouTube, I guess. Instagram
baby.
Well, yeah, we're influencing a lot. Instagram at Baseball and Whatever. We also have a Twitch page, which we are broadcasting this live. And you can search us there at Baseball and Whatever as well. We have our apparel line, bonfire.com/baseball and whatever. And we also have some sponsors we'll talk about later. But because we're doing this live, we don't have the ad read. So real quick, if you want to check out bellyupsports.com, that is our official podcast network and our lovely, lovely sponsor. If you are into baseball, hockey, football, basketball, soccer,
NASCAR.
NASCAR. They even have a wrestling page. Check them out. They have a ton of podcasts, including ours, which is lovely. And they have tons of articles written by excellent writers. So do us a favor, go to bellyupsports.com, tell them Baseball and Whatever sent you. But without further ado, I think it's time to finally start the show. Vinny is still in the chat. Vinny, get on here. Anyway, we start off our show
is he saying anything?
He says hi, guys. That's it. That's about it.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds about right. Vinny, you should be working. Anyway, we are going to start off the show. It's episode 55. We like to start off by trying to recount famous 55s in Chicago sports. Absolutely. I only have 2, but Greg, I'll defer to you. Do you want to go first?
Sidebar really quick. Are you doing actual plumbing pipes? Is that a plumbing thing? What are we working
on? True story. So in Manhattan, all of the basement sub pumps kick out to the sewer, which is kind of a problem, in my opinion. And our lovely father-in-law, Pretzel Vince, was so nice enough the other week. I was sick. He cut the grass for us, which was super nice. And the pipe that comes out of the ground and goes into the sub pump may have been accidentally collided with. So we're just replacing that. And in the meantime, it was kind of good because it's forcing me to get off my butt. And we're going to put a valve so if the sewer backs up, we can switch the pipe so it'll just flow out into the backyard as opposed to into our basements like it did in the past. Yes, Vince, we are doing the repairs. When I say I'm doing them, I should clarify it's my dad. If he's upstairs watching, thank you, Dad. All right.
McAwees are over.
Yes, they're watching Matt. They're in to visit some family that's in the that's getting out of the hospital. Hi. So I will.
And if they're listening, hello, McAwee family.
There you go. All right.
Okay. 55s.
Who you want to start with, Greg? What team?
I'll start with my White Sox. Okay. A guy that we could even though our starting pitching's been decent, we could still really use him. How about Carlos Rodon, 55, our
Oh,
most recent
yes.
55?
We do not have the soundboard ready because Vinny is not here, so I'm just going to imagine there's a ding playing right there.
I'll hear the ding, ding.
Ding.
How about a little bit Felipe Paulino back in the day, right before Rodon was called up, I believe?
Yes, 2014. 2014.
Oh, was it 4? I was going to say 13. Okay. And the guy, here's a name for you. How about backup catcher Donnie Lucy?
Yes. 2010 and 2011. Well done.
God, that's way too long for him. He did that thing too where he wore his catcher helmet forwards, then put on the mask.
Yeah, that's a weird look.
mean, it does fit in there just fine, but wear that shit backwards, please.
Yeah, do it right.
I don't have any other 55s.
No.
No.
All right, let me regale you.
Do you have the list?
I do have the list.
Okay.
2006, you had Brandon McCarthy, former pitcher for the White Sox.
Oh, okay, that was his first year.
2001, former Pittsburgh Pirate. I didn't even know he was on the White Sox. Josh Fogg. Oh
my God.
And then there's somebody from the 70s named Jack Cusick. I've never even heard of him, so I'm gonna close the book on him.
Yep.
What else you got for me, Greg?
That's it for the Sox. I got some Cubs.
Sure. Let me.
Did you have any? Did you have any Cubs?
No, I don't.
I thought of two. I thought of two.
I did not have any Cubs. So go ahead. Give me what you got.
How about a little bit of Coy Hill?
That is correct. Coy Hill. Coy Hill is correct.
The other one, Sean Estes.
Sean Estes is also correct. He was the Cubs' 5th starter in 2003.
Just 1 year with the Cubs, right?
Just 1 year. Yeah. Okay. Apparently, Augie Ojeda had 55 in 2000. He was a fan favorite because he sucks.
God, I thought he was number 1.
I thought he was too.
Not like in the rankings or anything.
So, no. And apparently Ryan Theriot wore 55 in 2005 as a rookie. So there you go.
All right. 55,
and
there you go.
That's it. There was a guy in the 50s called El Tape who wore 55.
El Tape. All right.
There you go. In terms of Blackhawks, the only main one that's worth knowing is there's two actually. Number 55 for the Hawks in the early 2000s was really good and then derailed by back problems. That would be the one and only Eric Daze. I don't know if you've heard him.
Big fan of Daze.
Big fan, Daze. I got mad. There was a guy on sports radio that used to call him Eric Daze because no one gave a shit about the Blackhawks back then. And I'm like, dude, you're a sports radio host. You should know the names of the players.
Seriously, and Daze just sounds awesome.
And then he was pretty good. His back messed up his career. And then Stanley Cup champion with the Hawks during the first Cup, 55, Ben Eager. Eager.
Okay.
So that's it. And in terms of Bears, the only big one I can think of is Lance Briggs.
Lance Briggs. Big Doug was 55, I believe. Doug Buffon and Otis Wilson on the Super Bowl team.
There you go.
Nice. I got a special one tonight, John.
All right.
Special occasion. Calgary Flames wore 55. So I actually went up and looked this up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players.
I can think of their former captain that's a Maple Leaf right now that I think was 55.
Okay,
Mark Giordano.
There's a Mark on this list, but it's not Giordano.
Okay, then I don't know. Go ahead. What do you got?
Okay, we'll start from current to farthest, I guess.
Okay.
That's
all right.
Okay. Noah Hannafin currently wears it.
Oh yeah, he's a defenseman. Yeah,
defenseman. Okay. Is it John Ramage in 15?
Yes.
Okay.
He was a defenseman. I believe. Yeah.
Shane O'Brien in 14.
Also a defenseman. Yeah.
All right. Adam Party in 09.
Also a defenseman. Got punched in the face, I believe, by Adam Burrish and was dropped in one punch.
Really?
Back in a game against the Hawks.
A lot of defense were in 55.
Yes.
For the Flames
it's more of a defensive number. Yep.
Okay. Steve Smith from 99 to 01.
He was also a former Blackhawk. Steve Smith. He was number 5 for the Hawks.
Okay. So we just had to tack on an extra one. So do we have Rocky Thompson in 98?
That one I do not know.
Okay.
That one I don't
Going
know.
to 92, Mark, is it Oseki?
Mark Oseki. I do not know that one either.
Okay. 90 to 91, Ken Sabarin.
Okay, that sounds familiar. I'll
last name sounds familiar. And last one, looks like maybe the father of John Ramage, Rob Ramage from 88 to 89.
Rob Ramage had a pretty long career in the NHL from what I remember. So
Those are the Calgary Flames who wore 55. Those are my guys now. I'm all on board with
really
this.
happy that you've totally embraced this hockey lifestyle.
I have. It just took a podcast with you and Jake Hahn, and I've transformed myself into a completely different human being. So.
Greg, I am on the hunt for a black Calgary Flames hat for you.
There's not a lot of choices out there. Once you said that, I started looking up. I'm like, there's not only do they not have a lot of hats, they don't have any like good hats. Or
no, they're just all.
They don't
red.
have any good hats, or just just kind of dinky hats. So.
Yeah. They're mostly red. In our chat, Pretzel Vince says other Bears with number 55: Larry Strickland, John Roper, Vincent Smith, and Sean Harris.
Okay.
Do you know any of those players?
No.
Who
are these fucking guys?
Yeah. We got jerseys and everything. All right. Yep. That does it for our number segment. Let's move on to our emails, tweets, and YouTube comments. And we have 2 YouTube comments from longtime listener, Glucosamine Chondroit. And Greg, what did Glucose have to say this week?
Well, he had a couple thoughts going on. I don't know. Is he turning on us? Let's start with the first one right here.
All right.
I thought the Suicide Squad, or the Suicide Squad, which is the newest one, right? That was on HBO Max.
Yes.
Was pretty funny, and I really liked Harley Quinn, Birds of Prey. I know you like that one, Justin. You said
that was a great movie. That's a great DC movie. Okay. I agree with that one.
He continues on, but I never watched Suicide Squad. That said, I am not interested in Suicide Squad video game or Gotham Knights. Now, we were kind of on board with Gotham Knights.
Yeah.
Suicide Squad video game, it's kind of like a we'll see at this point.
See how it goes, yeah.
I half agree with you, Glucose, I suppose. I haven't seen the Suicide Squad, the first Suicide Squad. Didn't care for. Now I'm done saying Suicide Squad. So
yeah, both movies I was really excited for, and both kind of dropped the ball for me.
I will say
and I like DC comics and movies.
Yes,
so.
you do. I will say the trailer for the first one was pretty cool with Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, the trailers were way better than the actual movie.
Yeah,
way
for sure, 100%.
Way better.
All right, I don't know what to do with this one, Justin.
Yeah,
what are you doing to us?
Let's preface this by saying I do not believe our listener Glucosamine Chondroitin is from Chicago. So
he could be. He could just be one of those guys. Okay.
And this is more of a Chicago thing, so we might let him off the hook here. But go ahead.
Ketchup is delicious on hot dogs. I'm not letting him off the hook.
No.
Is Glucose? Are you like under the age of 9? Because that's the only way.
No, I thought he said he had a wife, and I thought he had a wife when he wrote in one time. Well, let's just preface this by saying in Chicago, it's considered like a mortal sin to put ketchup on a hot dog because we have Chicago dogs, which are arguably the best hot dog ever, in my opinion.
Yes.
But you got your mustard, you got your green, like neon green relish.
Neon green Vienna beef relish.
You got your sport peppers, you got your celery salt, you got your onions, your tomato, and a pickle wedge or pickle slice. And I think that's it, right?
That's it on a poppy seed
bun.
Yep.
And that's it.
Chicago dog.
Yeah, I don't want chili. I don't want cheese. I just want that. Now, that being said, Greg, this may be blasphemous.
Oh boy.
We cooked some chicken sausage brats on the grill today.
Okay.
I may have put a little ketchup on chicken sausage brats. Those are not hot dogs, though.
Chicken sausage brats. I'll get back to you on that one.
All right, let me know.
Well, you're a big ketchup guy.
I am, but I don't put it on hot dogs because that's.
I've gone out to dinner with you several times, and I've seen that ketchup bottle like disappear. It's like a magic trick.
Yeah, it's not good. It's probably not good for my sodium levels.
And you are a very fast eater. For a very thin,
we could do a whole podcast
for a very thin person. You eat like a very large man.
Well, not very thin, but thank you, Vince. Thin. He says chicken brats are not hot dogs.
What chicken brats are?
I like to think I eat fast because when I was a kid, my dad would steal our French fries when we weren't eating fast enough. So I got it. I'll just blame my parents. Why not? So
just skip the chicken brat next time and make a regular brat.
A regular brat. Well, Erica bought them. They're not bad. The one was like apple hickory, and the other was
all right,
chicken caprese or something. I don't know. So
so
that was good.
Mr. Italy over there.
I know. Hey, I have a very refined palate. What can I say?
Apparently,
I put ketchup on everything, and that's about it. All right, let's move on.
Gordon Ramsay would be very upset with you.
Oh, he'd be pissed.
I don't think he allows ketchup at his restaurant. So.
Oh boy, we can tell that my buddy Greg must also be watching because he just texted me and said ketchup on hot dogs is a must, and he's from further in Chicago than we are. I think he grew up in Greg Horn. I think you grew up in Berwyn. No, not Berwyn. He grew up more near the center of the city, if I'm not mistaken. Center suburbs. Is that a thing? But anyway.
Seriously, Greg? Come on.
I mean, as a kid, I liked ketchup on hot dogs.
As a kid, that's fine. But then you get yelled at. You get yelled at by a hot dog vendor at Comiskey, and that just changes your life forever.
You know what though? As much as I railed against this kind of thing in the past, I've kind of grown into the you do you, and hey,
that's true.
Whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting somebody. I mean, personally, putting ketchup, I think, is hurting yourself, but
you'll be judged. That's
in the big scheme of things, it could be worse. So,
right. Fair enough.
Vince says if Glucose is from Chicago, he must live on the north side. All right. Well, I don't think they put hot. Anyway, all right. Let's move on.
Okay.
All right. Let's go on. We do have. We're gonna get to Greg's hot takes now. Unfortunately, we don't have the hot take music if you're listening to us live, so we apologize. But Greg, what is exciting you, angering you, and keeping you going this week? What do you got for us?
I like Vinny's hot take. Or is this? No, this was Vinny. YouTube MLB broadcast sucks something fierce.
Yeah,
now
it wasn't.
Now
good.
He's referring to the Cubs that were
Cubs were on YouTube TV yesterday.
It wasn't. It was on regular YouTube.
Yes,
wasn't it? It wasn't like free game of the day or anything. It was just
no. It was on regular YouTube, and then if you had,
I didn't hear the broadcast, so
it was Yonder Alonso, I believe, former White Sox.
Ugh.
And one of the guys formerly of MLB Network, I can't remember what his name was.
Harold Reynolds, because that would be quite terrible.
Actually, let me look it up here. But yeah, supposedly there was a way to switch the audio feed, which I did not find out until the game was over.
The game was over. Whoops.
Yeah, but
Yonder Alonso and Adam LaRoche.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. Scott Braun and Yonder Alonso.
Scott Braun. Rather listen to Lloyd Braun. Can't you be more like Lloyd Braun?
All right, so yeah, it wasn't atrocious, but it wasn't good. I'll put it that way.
Okay,
it wasn't atrocious, but it wasn't necessarily good.
Well, I should have too. I ended up watching the Flames that night.
Yes, anyway, game. We'll get into that when we talk about the hockey playoffs. But yeah, that was way more entertaining than the Cubs game last night. But they did win. No, they lost last night. I think. No, the
Flames won.
The Flames won. The Cubs won.
Oh no, the Cubs lost.
Cubs lost. Flames won.
Yes.
So I am so happy that you're a hockey
I'm in.
This makes me so happy.
Sucked me in. Tractor beam.
You'll be buying ESPN Plus next year to watch all the Flames games.
I have ESPN Plus now.
Well, then you could be watching them all as you go next week.
I will be watching them all.
And then Greg, you also got one other thing here in your hot take.
Yes, I do. Look at that, Justin. You gone and done it again. I look at your video game list, and lo and behold. Now you know me, I'm a pretty knowledgeable video game guy, but you sneak one in on me every now and again. I'm still not up to your knowledge, but you introduced me to Mod Nation Racers.
Yes.
And I have a funny story about this for you. I found this for $9 on eBay.
Okay.
I just picked it up. I didn't even look at it. I'm just like, oh yeah, buy. There is actually a group of younger kids still playing this game with local multiplayer right now.
Really?
Believe it or not, because I brought this up at my place of employment, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we still play this on the PS3." So, there we go. I'm excited.
Fun. Did you play it yet or no?
I don't have it yet.
Oh, it's still coming. Okay.
It'll be delivered sometime between next Monday and next Wednesday, according to the eBay.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm excited. This is I watched some gameplay on it. I watched the intro video. I'm like, this looks kind of cool. I'm always into stuff like that. So it was on your top 5 list, or was it on? No, it was
honorable mention.
Honorable mention. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a whirl. Let's see. And $9. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it's fun. I think the girls will like it because they can create their own little characters.
Yeah,
and arts, and you can even create the tracks too. So, and I'm assuming the servers are shut down. Well, maybe
the servers are the servers are definitely
because there was a lot of cool stuff on there you could download. People recreated the Mario Kart tracks and all that kind of stuff. And
so I probably won't do that, but I still will have access to the creation tools apparently. So fun game with the kids or something.
Yeah.
Probably never play it, but it'll be there.
It'll sit in the plastic wrap again, unfortunately.
It won't be in plastic wrap because it's a used game. But
well,
case, booklet, disc in very good condition. So
it was, I don't know about you, but when I used to get a video game back when they had the little instruction case, manuals inside, I used to love reading those things when I was a kid.
They don't do that anymore.
They don't do it anymore.
Now it's just some BS
like
insert.
Paper.
Manual is
it's all digital.
Are all digital now. So
it's all digital. Yeah. It's not.
Grand Theft Auto, they still do the map, though. I think
the map. I think Skyrim did a bunch of that stuff.
Skyrim did it too.
I could be wrong.
Yep.
All right. Before we officially kick off the show with some baseball talk, we want to thank one of our new partners, In the Clutch, for joining us here on Baseball and Whatever. In the Clutch is an awesome sports apparel company that is known for their licensed MLB, Negro League, and MLS apparel, along with great shirts to rep your favorite retro hockey, baseball, and football teams. Even better, you can head to intheclutch.com now and at checkout, use promo code Baseball and What to get 10% off your order. How great is that?
It's incredible.
I know. I keep meaning I need to buy some stuff off there. So once again, head on over to intheclutch.com. Check out your different sports apparel that you'd like. And at checkout, use the promo code Baseball and What for 10% off your order. Go on, check them out. You will not be disappointed. I still need to order the Chicago Amateur Giants Negro League shirt, as well as I think a Chicago Cougars WHA hockey shirt. But there's some really cool stuff. There's some really cool stuff on there. I believe Robert Flores, formerly of ESPN, also has his own line of shirts on there as well. If you are a fan of his, I was checking that out. So In the Clutch, thank you very much for sponsoring the show. We appreciate you a ton. So
don't forget that promo code.
Baseball and What? All right, Greg, the White Sox. We do have next week. You will hear some voicemails from Greg that I edited, and we did some fun with audio. We put a bunch of sensors in because it's so much more funnier to hear Greg upset when there's just a bunch of constant beeps and bloops. But you will hear that next week. But the White Sox have had a rough go, if I'm not mistaken. So, Greg, let's check your pulse. How are you feeling about the White Sox at the moment?
I don't know, because they won this afternoon 7-4. It was looking a little shaky there at the beginning because they were getting to good old Vince Velasquez. Hello, still in the freaking rotation. But lo and behold, the offense came alive, and TA and Luis Robert were heroes with the bat because the team won 7-4. I can't remember the last time this team scored more than 4 runs. Probably a long time ago. So, yeah, I mean, just literally a day before yesterday even, or before the game started, yeah, I was just, my typical grumpy, angry-ass White Sox fan. So, yeah, it was a great win today. We're heading into New York. Probably for an ass whooping. That's what I'm anticipating. And no one likes playing in New York. The Yankees are
no one likes
it.
the Yankees, period.
Yankees suck. They're probably gonna beat our ass. But before today's win, I was a much different person. I had a much different attitude. I kind of felt like Johnny Upton in the movie Slapshot. If you've seen, he's the captain of the Charlestown Chiefs, wears number 12. I felt like I was sitting on the bench watching the Hansons being the White Sox, skate for the first time on the ice. And all I can think to myself is, these guys are a fucking disgrace. That is pretty much what I had going on. I mean, before this, we are losing to the Kansas City Royals, and that's not
a good look.
That doesn't sit well for me. You know why? Because the Royals suck, but they were still better than the White Sox. I mean, they sent down that pitcher, Brady Singer, call him back. They sent him down because he was stinking, called back up and makes the White Sox look like fools. Then they drop another one when we had the young pitcher up. But yeah, just the run scoring, they're just boring to watch, or they were boring to watch. I mean, today was okay. I listened to it on the radio, but I mean, this is supposed to be a fun, energetic team, and it's just been the opposite right now. And like we said before, they got me turning on hockey, Justin. So
hey, I'm not going to argue with that. Playoff hockey is the best hockey. So
I am still okay. So they're 19-19 right now. They're 500, which is not.
They're only 3 games out of first place, though, Greg.
That is right. And I still let me clarify this. I still think we are still the best team in the division, and we will win the division.
You think you'll
I
beat the
know
Twins?
I think we'll beat the Twins. My panic level is not there yet. I know some White Sox fans are ready to jump off this ship. I know they're losing their minds. There's also dumbass Twitter fan or Sox Twitter fans out there like Moncada's agent, aka Kareem Ron 33, who's just on Twitter going, "Oh, can we just win a game already? So we don't have, so Sox fans don't bitch about meaningless losses." I'm like, well, these aren't meaningless losses. They're in the division, and if this thing does come down with the Twins, as you said before, Justin, those losses can hurt. I mean, you all remember how all the Matt Thornton blown saves hurt us in
Oh
the
yeah.
end
Well,
of that
you
season.
can't
So
win. You can't win. You can't make the playoffs in the first couple months, but you can definitely lose the chance to make it to the playoffs in the first
yes, you
couple months.
can absolutely. I still think this team is worse than their record. It's mostly just been the offense for me right now. I mean, they just need to heat up. I mean, before today's game, they had a minus 30 run differential.
That
I
sounds
mean,
about right.
that's for an 18 win team at the time. I'm like, no, that's more like 15, 16 range, if you ask me. And then I know you said we had voicemails. We'll get to them next week. I don't know how relevant they'll be, but
Oh, but
Andrew
they'll
Vaughn.
be fun to listen to.
Oh, of course, I'm sure they will be. Andrew Vaughn hitting in a 9 spot those couple days. I mean, what the hell is going on there? He's not a number 9. Not a number 9 hitter. You want to see that guy get a few more bats. Yeah, he came out with runners on base, but I mean, his approach was just all fucked up. I mean, just the lineup in general just was just driving me nuts. And I'm never one to bitch about the lineups, but I was bitching about that one because I was pretty pissed. So
Yeah.
even Tony called the before today's game, he called the offense unacceptable. Well, I say you are unacceptable, Tony La Russa, because you are doing nothing to help this cause right now. I still know players need to hit, they need to do their job, but what the hell are you doing to make this any better? You Hall of Famer,
Seems
my
like
ass.
the media and fans are starting to turn on Tony again.
Well, I
There was a little
mean,
bit of a grace period last year when they started playing fairly well, and then when they got swept in the playoffs. But it seems like
right.
people are turning on him again.
Well, it's slowly happened. It's not all him, obviously. Like I said, the players need to do their jobs out there. They're
Yeah.
just not clicking. But I mean, what the hell good is Tony right now if he's not trying to, create life in this team? I don't think he's physically able to, obviously, but then you just need to get the fuck out. So, which is what you should
Yeah.
do anyways.
Yeah. I don't know, Greg. This is
Uh
bad
one
news.
other thing, and this might be one of the this might be his only start like this during the season, but Johnny Cueto had a nice first outing. I don't know if you saw that,
I did. I
Justin.
did.
Sinker was
Not
moving
bad.
real nice. He was doing all those different windups and everything, that deception, those faster deliveries, slower deliveries, that stuff he does. That was kind of fun to see. He faces the Yankees again, so they'll probably light his ass up. But it was nice while it lasted. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some hope. I really liked the first start. I didn't really know what to expect. That sinker was moving real nicely. Yeah, it was kind of fun to see. I always kind of like Johnny Cueto.
Yeah. Honestly, I was
Not
kind of
anywhere near
worried.
not anywhere near where he once was, but
I was definitely kind of worried because it seemed like he was, getting ready in AAA for a long time, and I thought that maybe that was some type of sign that didn't have it
yeah.
anymore.
Well, I
But
mean, he had no spring training, AAA, so that was kind of like his spring training and everything. And
yeah,
remember, he worked with Ethan Katz in the Giants organization when he was there, so I'm sure that kind of helped him, come to this organization or
right.
something along those lines, whatever it is. Of course, we're there to pay him too, so I'm sure he liked that. Not a lot of money, what he's making league minimum or whatever, but whatever. He's pitching again for us, so yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Tried it out. Yeah,
The last thing I had was I'd like to see Davis Martin again sometime because he did some really good stuff for his virtually an unnamed or a nobody in our prospect system. Comes up doing really well in Charlotte. Comes up, faces the Royals. Has a couple rough patches, but like I said, first major league start. Got to be nerve wracking. He did extremely well, and he was attacking the zone very early on. They had to send him down to adjust the correct roster move, so it's really no choice. But we'll see this guy again if he can be I think the White Sox could use like a young player or rookie right now with a little bit of spark. that'll get things going. I think guys like that can be exciting. I kind of wish it wasn't the case, but yeah. Hopefully, we haven't seen the last of Davis. I want to see Davis Mills, but it's Davis Martin. So,
can we? What's your take on the other day? Ozzie Guillen was talking about how he didn't like that Tony La Russa gave Tim Anderson the day off during one of the pivotal games. And
yeah,
kind of ran his mouth, and Tim Anderson just kind of told him to shut the hell up.
yeah.
With Ozzie responded by saying, "Well, I'm going to win this because I have a microphone and you don't," which I thought was hysterical. But
Yeah.
what's your take on that? That rusting these guys when they might need to play to win.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel I didn't really read too much into it. I mean, that's just kind of Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah,
Yeah. Starting stuff like that. That's his, attitude. And the way I look at it is, what? Anytime there's anytime someone, let's say, upsets Tim Anderson or kind of gets his blood boiling a little bit, he comes out and he just shoves the next day. So if that was the case here, I am totally fine with that. I mean, I tend to agree with Ozzie more, but I mean, if he's getting a day off, I would rather see him in the lineup. But if that was I don't know the details of it or why that was the case, but yeah, TA's killing for us right now. So he does belong in the lineup. But if Ozzie Guillen got him all riled up, I think that's amazing. So.
And it was worth it. Then it was worth it, right? I gotta tell you, as much as I couldn't stand Ozzie as a manager of the White Sox, but since I'm a Cubs fan and I just couldn't stand him as a broadcast, not even a broadcaster, analyst, I don't know, sports contributor, I guess you'd call him. I love him as a speaker like that. He is hysterical.
He's great. He's great,
and especially when he's on the radio talking to people, and he lets it all fly for better or for worse, which has definitely got him in trouble in times in the past. But yeah. I don't know. So, all right. We also have the Cubs to talk about. Stop the presses. The Cubs have won 3 series in a row.
No,
I don't believe it. They had a 4-game winning streak as of last week or earlier this week, which ended. But I don't want to. I know he was getting on me that I was turning on him too quickly, but I mean, I don't know. They were looking pretty pathetic.
Can you turn on a team that's terrible though? I mean,
well, can you turn on a team whose owner has turned on the fans?
Yeah, I guess you can.
I don't like Tom Ricketts.
I know you.
So couple things there. So yeah, they've won 4 games, or they had won 4 games in a row. They won 3 straight series against San Diego, which is a pretty good team, Arizona, which is an okay team, and then Berg, which is a garbage team. Not with the Cubs though, because they have a better record than them. Three series wins.
Yeah.
He also
that was cool.
It was pretty cool, and he also supposedly told Wilson Contreras, he's like, "I'm going to hit a home run tonight. I'm going to do it." And he's like, "Okay, go for it." Confidence. And then lo and behold, he did. So I'll be honest, this guy was not on my radar. I looked at his stats, not really that great in AAA in general, but we'll take it. We'll take it. So
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. He could be good, could be bad, but can't be any worse than what they're trotting out there right now. Especially Patrick Wisdom is kind of struggling again, which doesn't help a whole lot. But yeah, so the other thing with the Cubs, Brennan Hughes came up, strikes out 5 in 1 2/3 innings, which was every batter he faced, which was a pretty good look for a new pitcher to come up from the minors. And then Ed Howard, unfortunately, he's in low single A, one of their huge prospects. He is out for the season with a hip injury. So that was kind of a downfall there, kind of a negative, not a positive for sure. And yeah, so I mean, Cubs are kind of in limbo, not that great. They're sitting at 15-21 now. They're not making the playoffs, but they got to at least past the Pirates. That's unconscionable that they can't beat.
Yeah, don't finish below the Pirates or Reds or anything.
The Pirates are barely running out of team. I'm surprised they can field 9 people at this point. So yeah,
I had a Cubs not question but theory for you, Justin. So playing MLB The Show 22 right now, and I'm doing multiple different game modes, and one of them is a fantasy draft franchise mode. So I control every team, and I just kind of play games here and there. It was completely computer generated or anything and everything. So I want to read you off the Cubs roster in MLB The Show, or at least the depth chart. And I want you to tell me if you'd rather have, I'm going to read off the positions. I want you to tell me if you'd rather have the current position player on the Cubs or the MLB The Show fantasy
All right,
position
let's hear it. What do you got for me?
Cubs. All right. So catching for the Cubs in MLB The Show is A's catcher Sean Murphy. Him or Wilson Contreras?
I think I'd rather have Wilson Contreras.
I think I would rather have him too. The backup catcher is Reese McGuire, who's pretty much the White Sox starting catcher. So
yeah, well,
he started like 19 freaking games for us. So
right.
I like him, but Jesus Christ. At first base, I'm going to consider the Cubs have Alfonso Rivas, Vinny's guy at first base. Would you rather have him or Paul Goldschmidt?
All right, this might be
Paul Goldschmidt kind of is a St. Louis Cardinal.
This might be a bad take, but Paul Goldschmidt is got to be getting near the end of his career at this point. And Alfonso Rivas has a lot of time ahead of him.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to go Rivas on this one.
Just because of the potential. Rivas, banking on the potential.
Yes, and actually, I'm glad Pretzel Vince just put in our YouTube chat. What do you guys think about Alfonso Rivas taking the place of Frank the Tank at first? You know, Rivas isn't showing too much right now. He's got a .2 WAR. He's got a 226 batting average, 10 RBIs, 349 on base, which is pretty good. 377 slugging and a 727 on base plus slugging. So I'm hoping he's still got a little more to show. He's got some, potential.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess I would take him more for the potential because how old is Paul Goldschmidt? Let's look right now. He is
34, I believe.
34. Yeah. 34? Okay. Well, that just
okay.
cements it. I would take Rivas at this point. So
really.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably not the best take there, but that's what I would do.
At second base, who's a Cubs second baseman? Is it still Nicky Batts?
No, he's injured.
I forgot he's hurt. Yeah.
Nicky Strikeout or Nicky Groundout is hurt. So I believe currently they have what's his name from Jonathan Villar. I believe is playing second. Yes.
Okay. Well, let's just say Madrigal for shits and giggles.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Would you rather have Nicky Three Strikes or Donovan Solano of the Cincinnati Reds, kind of like a utility former Giant player? Never heard of the guy.
I haven't heard of him. I'm looking him up right now. He is 34 as well. I guess I'll take Nicky Three Strikes, Nicky Batts. Donovan Solano's nickname is Donnie Barrels. Did you know that?
Yes, I did. We got a little bit of pop
about second baseman having nicknames. I guess I'll take Madrigal again on the sake of potential. Because Solano is 34 as well. He's my age, which I guess he's almost over the hill. So there you go.
At shortstop, you have Nico Horner, Andrelton Simmons, right?
Yeah, yes. Horner is injured as well, but
Horner's hurt right now.
But yes, you're correct.
We'll go with Horner.
Sounds
because
good.
The player here is a younger guy, Garrett Hampson. Okay. I don't know what team he's on. I'm not even sure if MLB The Show didn't make him up.
Garrett Hampson is from Colorado. He is 27.
Ooh.
Currently batting 179. I will take Nico Horner. I will take Nico Horner.
All right. I think I know the answer to this next one, Justin, but I'll read it anyway.
Right,
so at third base, you could have Patrick Wisdom currently, or you could have Austin Riley of the Braves.
I don't even know who Austin Riley is. Let me look him up here.
He is a very young and very good baseball.
I will take Austin Riley because Patrick Wisdom's day in the sun is just about over. So,
moving to left field, Ian Happ's playing left field for the Cubs. Would you rather have Ian Happ, your guy, or Lourdes Gurriel Jr. of the Blue Jays?
You know what? I'm going to give Ian Happ the benefit of the doubt. I'm going to take Happ because he's really turned it around and impressed me.
All right, look at that on the Happ train.
This isn't good that I'm picking half the Cubs team and they suck. So I don't know what I'm doing right now.
I'm finding this very interesting. Okay,
insight to my soul.
In center field, who's playing center field? Is it Hayward? Is it Ortega?
It's a combination of Hayward and Ortega. Yes.
Well, let's just say
Hermosillo until he got hurt too.
Right. Let's just say Ortega because I know you're dumping Hayward no matter what.
I'm dumping both
of them. Okay,
both of them can go.
This is another guy we're gonna have to look up right here. MLB The Show didn't make him up, which they shouldn't be doing because they should have full access to minor league rosters. How about Micah Prize, Pries.
Like a prize. Let's check. Baseball Reference says
he
was born in 90. These kids are young. Jesus.
Was he born?
98.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He is currently in Cleveland. He's got 6 plate appearances this season and batting 167.
Taking your chance with this guy, you're sticking out.
He's already 24.
Ooh.
So he was in Double-A this year. He never even was in Triple-A. So
the show hasn't rated in the 70s.
I guess I'll take Hayward. I guess just for his speech.
Wow,
I don't know.
The speech. This Micah Prize getting no freaking speeches out.
No, he's not giving speeches during the World Series. So
the hell with this kid then.
Yeah.
All right, right field. Seiya Suzuki or MLB The Show's right fielder for the Cubs, Mookie Betts.
Mookie Betts. I like Seiya so far, but Mookie Betts has way more proven himself than Seiya has at the MLB level. Obviously, Seiya was a huge star in the Japanese leagues, but he's up and down. So Mookie Betts is a star in my opinion. So I will take Mookie Betts.
Who's DHing for the Cubs? Is it Frank the Tank right now?
Yeah, it was, yes. But it's kind of like a rotating. Jan Gomes is DHing it sometimes too.
Oh,
so.
yeah, Jan. Jan Gomes or no. Frank Schwindel or Cole Calhoun?
I don't even know who Cole Calhoun is.
Cole Calhoun plays for the Rangers. Rangers or Rockies? No, he's on the Rangers.
Cole Calhoun? Oh, he's my age. Oh, man.
A lot of 34-year-olds.
Yeah.
Or is he on the Rock?
God, this guy looks like he's about 45. What?
This guy's 50.
This guy's dead.
He's doing really well right now.
Yes, in his last 7 games, he batted .478. Yeah, I'll take him, I guess, because the guys they're running out for DH right now is not great.
No more Frank.
Although he's got a .297 on base, which is not that great. So,
okay.
So there you go.
Okay, lastly, pitching staff. I guess you don't have to swap these. You can do Charlie Morton.
I would take him, yes.
Kyle Hendricks, he's already on the Cubs.
would take him, yes.
Cole Irvin, is that the guy on the Pirates? Or
yeah.
He's on a bad team.
I'll probably ditch him then, I guess.
Dylan Bundy?
No.
Rather have Al Bundy. And what is that?
Not Ted Bundy.
Yeah, no, not Ted Bundy.
No.
Old Sparky got him, so
yeah.
I don't even know. I can't even figure out what I wrote down for the 4th starter, or the 5th starter. But your closer would also be Craig Kimbrell.
No,
not doing that.
No, I will take David Robertson when he gets back from COVID, so
good old David Robertson.
Yes, no.
So that is the Cubs MLB The Show.
It's good to see that MLB The Show has about as much praise for the Cubs as I do at this point.
So that was all computer generated draft. So that's franchise mode currently going. Videos being uploaded to YouTube.
Yeah, check out our YouTube channel if you are into MLB The Show 22. I'm still waiting. It's June. Usually around my birthday that goes on sale. It has not hit a sale yet, so I'm waiting because then I'll pick it up. So
it's getting a lot of content. So maybe that's released. What's holding it off. It's probably holding back the sales a little bit because it is still hot.
Still pumping out some good stuff.
All
right. Well, real quick, we'll shift gears into around the Major League Baseball. Vinny had a couple things here. We know that in the minors, they have their pitch clock going. And Vinny found an article from the Bleed Cubby Blue, I believe that is SB Nation blog, that the pitch clock is working. It says data on the minor league baseball average time goes back to 2005. Last night's average was a game time of 2 hours and 38 minutes across the full minors. Which is a faster than average 9-inning game for any other level since year measurements began. So it is working, and they started measuring this since this was the last time it was less than 238 was 1985. So the lowest time of a baseball game in 36 years, almost 37 years. So it's working. It says time between pitches is the primary villain. They tallied up all the pitches in both games that were called inaction pitches that resulted in a ball, called strike or swinging strike that didn't result in the end of an at-bat or advancement of a runner. These are the pitches where the catcher caught the ball and threw it back, whose next step was to throw it back to the pitcher. Foul balls didn't count. There were 146 inaction pitches in the 1984 game that they looked at and 144 inaction pitches in the 2014 game they looked at. And that total time is a 57-minute and 41-second block of time. So that inaction pitch time that they are wrapping their heads around is what's causing the delay of games. So this pitch clock speeds that up, and I guess it makes sense. I had never really thought about the inaction when the game's not being put into play, the ball's not being put into play, but that does make sense. So there you go.
Well, it'll be here soon enough. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I think it's inevitable. So
yeah, it's on its way. It's on its way. So since the new pitch clock was adopted on April 15th, the average minor league baseball game is now 2 hours and 35 minutes.
That is so short.
That is great. I love that. Give me that. I love going to Cubs games, but man, by like the 6th inning, I'm like, all right, let's speed this up a little bit, especially when they're getting blown out. I'm kind of exhausted from sitting in the bleachers and my back hurts.
Stop the bleeding already.
Yes, make it stop. So in comparison, Greg, do you want to take a guess what the average game time of a Major League Baseball 9-inning game is this year?
The average?
Yes.
3 hours and 13 minutes.
Wow. Excellent. You are super close. 3 hours and 5 minutes, which actually seems like it's a faster sped up time as well.
Yeah.
So there you go. Okay. There you go. That is a reduction of 13.4%. So there you go.
That's significant. So
yeah, it's working. But that also might be whatever humidor ball that Major League Baseball has rolled out that is not resulting in a lot of offense either, which would go against their plan of shortening the games anyway. So yeah, there you go.
They have them swimming around in the Dead Sea in a cage and then have them shipped over. So
the other interesting piece of news from Major League Baseball this week is the Reds, the lowly Cincinnati Reds. I'd call them more of a AAA team at this point. They threw a no-hitter and still lost the game this week. So if you weren't familiar with that, they had a no-hitter. I believe it was a combined. No, I don't know. No, maybe it wasn't
a combined no-hitter, wasn't it?
Combined no-hitter, yes, because I believe they took out their pitcher eventually because he gave 5 walks and walked in a run, which led them to losing the game. So
that's like Edwin Jackson style, right?
Yes, it doesn't happen often, but you can throw a no-hitter and lose the game.
It's happened before, not often.
It will happen again.
It will happen again. Probably with the Reds again.
You have to be a special type of bad and good, sort of, to do that. So congratulations, Cincinnati Reds. Keep being you. Keep doing you.
What was the whole thing about like the fans were going to take a shit inside the stadium or something like that? Did you hear about that?
I did not hear that.
There's like some kind of poop gate going on or something.
Really?
I forgot how it is exactly. I should have read up on it more.
Much different than the product.
Yeah, it was
field, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm surprised Oakland's not going that direction already.
Yeah,
so with their just disgracefulness to fill that shit bag of a stadium. So
yes,
I know those statements contradict each other, but they're just pathetic. So
they are. Pathetic is a whole other word for it. All right. Well, we do have Vinny did put together our hot or not for this week. Would you like me to go through it, Greg?
We can do it. Who's hot and who's not?
Yes, I will. Maybe I can overlay. I can put in the sound bites, but I know last week I just talked over them as I was putting them in, so it was a little bit difficult. But
it worked.
All right, Greg, who do you think is hot this week on the White Sox, and who is not?
Well, I see who Vinny has.
You're looking at the same doc as I am.
Yeah, I'm looking at the same doc. So I would have guessed Tim Anderson and Luis Robert because they are just fucking tearing it up.
Okay.
And I know Vinny has AJ Pollock down, slashing 304, 346, 435, 781 with 2 stolen bases, 2 RBIs, and 5 strikeouts. Yeah, he's also played less. He's been a boner in the field, and he's not driving in, or he's not 2 RBIs. He didn't drive anyone in today. So, you know what? AJ Pollock, he might be the hot guy, but no, sorry. That's TA and Luis Robert right now. So. Who's not hot? Leori Garcia. Yeah, that hasn't changed. 231, 462. Actually, that's a lot better than what he had been doing. I think his average is going up. 7 strikeouts, 3 RBIs. BABIP. Pollock has a BABIP of 368. Garcia 316, and weighted runs created plus Pollock at 128. Garcia 33. All right, weighted runs created plus. Where are those weighted runs on the scoreboard? Don't see them.
They're not there. They're not there. Not there at all.
But yeah, AJ Pollock has been playing pretty well. So just keep it up. Yeah. Hit against the freaking Yankees, you bums.
I don't know how well that's going to go for you, Greg.
I don't know.
I really
we got to
don't
face
know.
Nestor Cortez again, I think.
Yeah, that guy, man, you look at that guy, you look at Nestor Cortez and you're like, oh, this guy can't be good at sports.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, he's pretty good.
He's going to be an all-star.
Yeah. Did not see that coming. So, all right, we have the Cubs, hot Ian Happ batting .316, 458 on base percentage, a .526 slugging, and a .985 on base plus slugging, 1 home run, 2 RBI, and 5 walks. He's taken his walks. Who's not?
That's more walks than the White Sox have had in like the past week collectively as a team. So
that's not good.
If you don't count today when TA took 2 walks, like that's how often they're walking. Like I think their average is like maybe a quarter of a walk per game or something.
I think you're right. Who's not, though? Patrick Wisdom. It seems like just him and Frank Schwindel are duking it out for who can be the shittier corner infielder between first base and third base. Sorry. Patrick Wisdom batting .111, 158 on base, .333 slugging, and a .491 OPS. 10 strikeouts, 1 walk, and 1 home run for the week. So,
come on,
not good. Happ's BABIP is .313, which isn't bad, and Wisdom's is a 143, which is not good. Their WCR plus, Happ's at a 182, and Wisdom is at a 36. Let's look at what Vinny's got for us.
Look at that. Cole Calhoun, who's hot. 7 games.
Good thing I'm taking him on my Cubs team.
478, 552, 1.174, and a 1.726 OPS, 4 home runs, 9 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple. Look at that. See you later. See ya. You got Cole Calhoun slamming for the Cubs in MLB The Show 22.
There you go. There you go. All right. Well.
But who's not? Wander Franco, 091, 125, 091, 216, 2 strikeouts, grounding into double plays. Yeah, he's gonna be great.
Yes, he will.
He is great.
He's in Tampa. Tampa always gets these guys, and then when they get too expensive, they ditch him. But they signed him to a long.
He got a long term. He got a long
contract.
So we'll see what kind of trade gets worked out down the line.
Oh yeah. He will not serve that whole contract. So there you go. There's our baseball talk for the week. We don't have any football talk, so we can skip that segment. The Bears are who they thought we were, I guess. But we do have some NHL playoff talk, and Greg is obliged to let me talk about the NHL playoffs.
Yes.
Again. So real quick, before we get to Greg's Flames, which he is completely bought in, I think he's ditched the Lightning, though, it sounds like. Have you ditched the Lightning altogether?
I've never heard of him.
Okay, fair enough. So right now, just to recap, we know that Florida beat Washington in their first round, and Tampa, unfortunately, eliminated Toronto. I called that last week, I believe.
You know, let me just... I picked the Lightning, so Toronto would win, but Toronto let all of us down. They let Jake Hahn down. They let you down. They let me down. So,
they are quickly approaching Cubs level of incompetence when it comes to winning in the playoffs. They have not won a playoff series since 2005, I believe.
Oh man,
yeah, I was a senior in high school. Now I'm an old man.
White Sox World Series happening, so.
Yeah. So that's like another lifetime ago at this point. So that was disappointing. Florida and Tampa are playing each other in the next round. Florida was the President's Trophy winner, but they are down 2-0 against Tampa. Tampa trying to make it a 3 back-to-back Stanley Cup champion. Carolina knocked out Boston, also a little bit of a surprise, and New York knocked out Pittsburgh, which kind of was going to happen eventually. Pittsburgh was they had some injuries. Crosby came back from a concussion, but didn't have enough to put them over the edge. Carolina currently leads the Rangers 1-0 in that series. Avalanche and Blues are playing each other because they both made it to the next round, and the Avalanche are currently losing to the Blues 2-0, but they are 1-up in the series so far. And let's get to the series that, Greg, I have taken a more interest in this series because of you. So thank you.
So normally you wouldn't
normally I wouldn't care as much, but I've jumped on the Calgary bandwagon because it makes me happy that you're happy. And obviously Toronto got eliminated. That was one of my teams I was rooting for. LA got eliminated in a close series. They were the underdog. That's my other go-to team besides Toronto and the Hawks. So I've kind of lost interest. Colorado, I'm still pulling for because I do like Colorado. I have my Avalanche hat here somewhere. I was going to wear it tonight. So I'm watching that series, but honestly, I don't really care about Florida and Tampa, and I don't really care about Carolina and New York too much. So it's really mostly these Western Conference games. The reason I'm particularly excited about this Calgary and Edmonton series is, one, I love when things don't go according to plan. Edmonton has the two best players in the entire league in Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl on their team, and they always find a way to screw things up. And I just love that. I love the chaos. That might be why I like when the Bears lose, because I love the chaos that happens. And last night, obviously we talked a little bit. You were watching the game. I turned it on and Calgary was up 3-0. And I'm like, oh God, I don't even need to watch this. And I went back to the Cubs game.
Well, I texted you because they pulled their goalie.
Yeah.
And I'm asking you, Justin, I'm like, Justin, I don't think this happens very often. What's going on?
Not in the first 7 minutes.
Like, oh, that can't be good. Yeah, it was only 7 minutes into the game. They're like, yeah, they need a wake-up call. And then I remember you mentioned Connor McDavid. He scored soon after that.
Yes.
The final score ended up being 9-6.
9-6,
I know Calgary was upset with allowing so many goals, but I think we said from the start that this was going to be a pretty high-scoring game, and it certainly was. I mean, 9-6. Woof.
Yeah, that's like a 1980s hockey game, like when the goaltenders were not as good and their padding was not as good.
This is like the battle for Alberta, right? So this is a big deal. Teams. Yeah.
This series in the playoffs has not happened for 30 years, so it's even more heated because it's taken so long for it to get back to this again.
Right. Because there's words exchanged on the ice.
I know Milan Lucic decked Connor McDavid a little late, and there was a little bit of a scuffle after that. It's a great series. So if you're going to watch one series, I would recommend watching this one, because these two teams, I say they don't like each other. It's more the fans that can't stand each other, but I think that bleeds into the team a little bit.
Sure.
And the goaltending on both teams has been a little subpar lately, so you might see another high scoring game.
Yeah.
The one thing in this series that I found funny, and I'm curious on your take. So one of the assistant captains on the Calgary Flames is Matthew Tkachuk. His dad was a longtime St. Louis Blue and Arizona Coyote. Keith Tkachuk, also Olympic athlete too for Team USA. He's got two sons. So Matthew Tkachuk, if I'm getting this correctly, is one of the assistant captains for the Calgary Flames. And Brady Tkachuk, I believe, is now the captain of the Ottawa Senators, who is a complete train wreck. They haven't made the playoffs in years. They're a nightmare to watch.
Have any of the Tkachuks ever played on the Canucks?
I do not believe so. No.
Okay, that's a shame.
That Tkachuk, I like it. Yeah, I like where you're going with this. But the reason I bring this up is Keith Tkachuk and their mom, and then Brady Tkachuk, current senator, they're all going to the Calgary Flames. They're all decked out in red to support, the brother, the son. And some of the Ottawa Senator fans have been bitching that they don't like that their captain is there pushing for the Flames because of his brother. To which I say, shut the hell up. It's a good story. It's a fun story. You're not even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Who cares?
I mean, how many times do you see, when one of the Manning brothers was in the Super Bowl or whatever, and you see you see not even former players, you see current players at, games when they're not playing anymore. So pulling for, especially family. It's family.
It's family. I couldn't believe that when I read that.
Is this like a Canadian thing where they just flip a switch when hockey comes on?
The Canadian teams,
they just enrage themselves. So.
Do not like each other. I think. Yeah. You would think too. I always find it interesting, especially with the playoffs. A Canadian team has not won the Stanley Cup since 1993. So it's been a long time.
Really?
So it makes
they are getting pissed up north there.
I think it's come now to that credit. There's 6-7 Canadian NHL teams as opposed to the 24, 23 other American teams, which is a little unbalanced. But I'm like, come on, it's their brothers. And the Senators and the Flames are not even in the same conference, let alone the same division. Let them have some fun. I don't know. I thought it was a good story. I thought it was stupid though that they were doing that.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. I mean, that's definitely interesting. But yeah, that's something to get mad over. Like, pay attention to the game or whatever.
No,
Take it out on the ice
it's
or
not.
Whatever.
It's definitely not. But so there you go. So we will see the Flames and the
Oilers.
Flames and the Oilers play again tomorrow. Late game, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central Time. So
yes, I will say too. I texted you. I forgot Duncan Keith was on the Oilers.
Duncan Keith is he's on the Oilers.
Yes.
He if he were a car, the needle is about to break off, saying he's got no gas left in the tank. I think he's getting very close to hanging it up, but I give him credit for still trying. So,
got a question for you.
Yeah, what do you got?
Question. I don't know the rules that well. So this was in the first quarter too. Whatchamacallit, there's a penalty, like a hold called against the Oilers goalie.
Yes.
But Keith's the one that has to go to the box.
Sure.
Why is that?
Yeah, so if the goalie gets a penalty, it's my understanding that someone on the ice then has to serve that penalty.
Okay, it's just someone random. Okay,
Yep.
that's what I assumed.
Someone.
I didn't know if that was something exactly like like I said, I don't know. So
typically you're gonna pick someone that's not on the penalty kill, so it doesn't hurt you. Now Keith in his old good days would not have been someone they picked. You typically, like from a Hawks standpoint,
so are they
you would always
like
see
like
Patrick Kane
right now
in the penalty box for those, because he doesn't play on the penalty kill. He didn't kill penalties, so it didn't matter. And then when he would come out, he could try and catch them off guard. But it's just whoever was on the ice, they got to pick someone and put them in the box. So that's
fair enough. That's what I figured, and that's what it was. So saw that. So I'm learning too, Justin.
I am impressed.
Thank you. I'm enjoying. I love, like I said, I say it every episode since we've talked hockey. I love the energy. Love the.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
You definitely pick it up watching on TV. So
you do. It is a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Looking forward to the next one.
I know. This makes me happy, Greg. You're making me
I'm
happy.
so glad. I want to make you happy.
You live to please. What can I say?
live to please.
So, all right. Well, we are officially done with our sports talk. Unless you have anything else you want to add, Greg, before we move on.
Nah, one thing actually. I skipped over Vinny's points. Moving back to the White Sox, or maybe you wrote this. Has Father Time caught up with Jose Abreu?
Oh yeah,
very interesting question. I think he is on the decline. However, I mean, he still has a lot of worth to the White Sox. I think right now he's just slumping. Okay. So what I see with Jose Abreu, yes, he's probably not going to do the things with the bat that he has done for the White Sox consistently since 2014.
Right.
So he's not as aggressive at the plate. He's seeing a few more pitches up there. He's trying to get deeper into counts right now. He just needs to start driving the ball, and I think it'll happen. He's still driving in guys when they're on base. I think he has top 3 in RBIs on the team, even though that's really not a category to be impressed about. But I think he will become somewhat of his old self, but he is getting older. We're probably not going to see the same Jose Abreu, but it's still, probably more valuable to this club than any other MLB club out there. So.
All right, here's a question for you, Greg. If they are hovering around 500 at the trade deadline, do you trade him to try and bring in a bigger piece? If they're down and they're not going to make it, do you trade him to bring in prospects, or do you just stand pat and keep him because he's been such a mainstay on the roster?
See, I'm biased right here.
I know you are.
Wrong person to ask. So my answer either way is going to be keep, because I don't think that Jose Abreu is going to be part of that conversation around that time. I think he's going to be. I can't see the White Sox at that point. I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they won't be there, but that's a scenario I haven't really thought of yet. So, and I don't want to think about it. I love Jose Abreu. I want to be a White Sox forever.
Wow. I don't know.
This is the last year. He's a free agent next year. So.
That's true. We'll
see. I love him in this role, this team in some role whatsoever. So he's probably not going to be our starter for very much longer because we got Andrew Vaughn and a bunch of other dudes. So we'll see.
That's true. All right. Well, I'm going to turn the keys of the car over to Greg, who is going to take over our whatever segment on 90s one-hit wonders. Greg, take it away.
Are we playing the whatever drop?
You know what? I think what I'm going to do is since this is the video version, I won't have to actually edit the video version. I will just go in and put spaces, and I will drop it, but I will cut this and split it myself. So you don't have to do anything. You can just talk.
Welcome to whatever. Baseball and whatever. Justin, this was a great idea, and I know this is right in your wheelhouse right here. Because
this is my jam right here.
90s music, and we are talking one-hit wonders. Yes. So, great call, by the way.
Thank you, sir.
All your ideas.
I'm kind of bummed. Vinny did not leave us his list, so we'll have to get it from him next week, I think.
We will. He'll have to share it with us.
Yeah.
Or is he still in the chat? Can he type this in there? Is anyone still in the chat?
Yes, we have 4 people are watching us still. So
4 people are watching.
I'm guessing it's my wife, my parents, my father-in-law, and your father-in-law, and then there's someone on Twitch watching us. So thank you to whoever's watching us on Twitch. We appreciate it.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah.
So as I mentioned before, I took a little bit of a different approach to this. I don't necessarily have like a top 5 ranking from like favorite to, or my top 5 favorites or whatever. Okay. I took the approach is I took popular songs that I do like, but I look at the artist and I could not tell you one other song. I mean, the obvious of one-hit wonders, obviously. I mean, you might be able to name another song. It didn't have the punch of the song that we were referring to. So I just took one that I could not tell you another song that they have done. So I'm kind of going in that direction right there. So
sounds good.
But yeah, we got a couple of submissions in, and we will get to those. And why don't you? This was your idea, Justin. So why don't you kick us off? So 90s one-hit wonders.
All right.
So let's see what you got.
Unapologetically unabashed. I still listen to 90s music. There's something, it's funny.
90s music is so great.
I think that's because that's when I really started to get into music, because I was like 4th grade, 5th grade. I started buying CDs when that was still a thing. People don't even buy music on. Well, I still buy music on the App Store.
It's all streaming now.
It's all streaming now, and they just discontinued the iPod, which made me really sad because
I heard that from Pretzel Vince.
My iPod is permanently hooked up in my car, and I'm gonna be really bummed if it goes out. Because mine's from 2008. It was
okay. So you're probably not. Are you still receiving software updates on it?
No, God, no. I haven't.
No.
The only time I hook it up to the computer now is when I still buy music though. I have a problem.
What is a song on iTunes now? Like what's
$1.29.
$1.20. Okay, so that's been consistent. That's pretty inconsistent the last.
Yeah, they did like a tiered thing. Like the shitty music nobody wants is 69 cents. The mediocre music that still nobody wants is 99 cents, and then the normal music everybody wants.
It used to be like all 99 cents.
It was all 99 cents back in the day. Yeah.
Okay.
So if my iPod goes out, I'm gonna be pissed because I mean that thing's almost. I got that in junior year of college.
Okay.
Because I had an iPod Mini and that died. I was so upset when I lost all that music. So I had to hack that thing together to get all of it off because you're not supposed to do that. So, all right. Without further ado, my number 5. Okay. Backstory to this one, Greg.
All right.
In the 90s, my grade school, elementary school, used to rent out. Oh, no, actually, no, I don't know if they rented it out, but we would have monthly roller skating parties at the local roller rink in Oak Lawn.
Okay.
Which was awesome. And it was old school roller rinking. And Pretzel Vince says, hey, I like that 99-cent music. Fair enough. I love having the immediate interaction with everybody. All right. So anyway, Oak Lawn roller rink, which has been since torn down, but I loved going there. It was so awesome. You got the 4-wheel roller skates. This was before rollerblades took over. They had the X-Men arcade machine with like the 6-8 person. I don't know if you remember that one.
Can't go wrong with that.
I loved it. We would go there every month with all our friends from school. And that was in the early 90s when this song was at the top of the charts. And then I don't know whatever happened to them. And that is Whoop There It Is by Tag Team.
Oh, man. Speaking of one-hit wonder.
Still love that song. They used it in Mighty Ducks 2. Another reason I love it. I used to listen to it before I would play ice hockey and inline hockey to get me pumped up because, it's a jam.
Then in figure 11, right?
Yeah. Where's Shayla? We can ask her about that one next time. But yeah, I loved that song. It just makes me think of that roller rink. It makes me think of all those good times in grade school, skating with, before rollerblades were a thing. And the great thing about it, and it wasn't until I was probably in high school or college where I actually listened to the lyrics. Yeah. That is a horribly filthy song. So why that was in a Disney movie is beyond me. If you know the song, look up the lyrics. It is horribly inappropriate for children. But I love the song. I love the beat. It is just a great song. So my number 5 is Tag Team's Whoop There It Is. There you go.
That very good call.
Yes.
I knew that was going to come up. So, no, definitely. And that's been what every other '90s movie. If you
Oh,
just
it's in
kind of
all of
skip
them.
one, it's in all.
Actually, I think
All
if
of
you're
them.
gonna
It's
make
got
a
to be.
movie about the '90s, you're like contractually obligated to put that song
I
in.
think so. I think that was an arrangement. You know, they have
Yes.
like Bobby Bonilla Day. Those artists.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right. I'll just go. My number 5, I suppose.
Okay,
even though they're not
sure.
really ranked, is Breakfast at Tiffany's
Oh,
by
good
Deep Blue
song.
something. So
Good song.
fantastic song. I'm kind of waiting for like a. There's still. I mean, yes, there's still like the original recording of it. There hasn't been
Sure.
like a high definition one, which you kind of respect or whatever, just for what it is. But
Has it been remastered?
yeah, I was gonna say I could use a remaster of that song. Wouldn't be too bad for the old iPod there. But yeah, definitely a song that
It's just a
you know, I
jam.
listen. Yeah,
It's a jam.
it's just a great song. But as far as Deep Blue something goes, yeah, no, I don't.
I couldn't tell you whatever happened to those guys.
I don't know though. I don't know their. I can't remember their
Their
names. To tell you the
discography.
truth.
No, I
yeah.
The one thing I remember about them is they did that song. Do you remember Pop-Up Video on VH1? Oh, Greg,
I wasn't a VH1.
Well,
wasn't really a
one of the
VH1
few
guy.
good things on VH1 was pop-up video. So they would roll the music videos and then they would pop up facts.
Oh yeah.
That was it.
Yeah,
and that one,
okay.
the video, they film a lot of that music video in front of the Tiffany Co. or Tiffany Company in New York City.
Okay.
It's supposedly they actually asked them, please do not film us in the video, and we don't want the name of the store or anything with the store in the video. And the video was like, screw that, and they filmed the whole thing in front of the store. So,
oh, nice.
Fun fact for you, yeah.
So
yeah. So there you go. Yeah, we'll have to look up. I don't know whatever happened to them.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious now. Speaking of bands getting back together, I heard Yellow Card's getting back together.
Yes, for one show.
For what?
One show, one tour, maybe
one. Like they're at a music fest or something.
Yes,
I can't remember what
I don't know which one.
That just popped.
That was like my high school, like Newfound Glory and Yellow Card and blasting Ocean Avenue in my 4-door Escort with the neon lights and everything. So
they had a great drummer too. I forget his name.
Did
his drummer was fantastic.
Lights and Sounds was another good song by them too. They used to play that at the United Center during Hawks games. So yeah, there you go.
Very nice. Next song for you, Justin.
All right, this is another one. This is a jam. A lot of these I'm going to tie into the music video because I was really into MTV, like in 6th grade, like MTV, TRL, and VH1's top 10 music video countdown, and that was a big deal to me. So this one, I think I used to be able to play this on the drums. I honestly don't remember now. And that is Semisonic's Closing Time.
Yes, I had that on here too.
Love that song.
Oh yeah.
They did have a few other songs that I am familiar with, but I wouldn't consider them hits. And if you asked anybody randomly on the street that knew 90s music and Semisonic, they'd probably say, what are you talking about? I don't know any of their songs. Closing Time, great song. Great music video. If you've ever seen the music video, it's like literally 2 cameras and it's one's following the girlfriend and one's following the boyfriend, and they keep missing each other. Just a cool video, cool guitar riff.
Yeah, riff in the beginning is great. Yeah,
it's a jam. It brings me back to a simpler time that was 1997, 98. I don't know. I was 10. What the hell did I know?
The song was in Happy Gilmore too, wasn't it?
Was it really?
I think it was. Once he leaves the retirement home, I think the riff. I think the riff is. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So yeah.
It's just it's a good end of a period of your time, end of a job, end of a whatever, and you're leaving. It just it hits the feelings a little bit, So there you go. So that's my number 4, Closing Time, Semisonic. That is my number 4.
Very nice. Definitely had that on my list too.
Okay.
I got another song right here.
All right, what do you got?
By a band. I always mix up the band and the name of the song.
Boy,
but I know. But for some reason, this song is just interesting, I suppose. I really like it. That is No Rain by Blind Melon.
Wow. Okay.
Does that ring a bell?
Oh yeah, the guy was like they look like a hippies when they
saw
them,
big time.
So okay,
that album cover was goofy too.
It wasn't like
him as a kid.
Smiley. Was it a smiley face? Or no, it was like a little girl at a bumblebee.
It was like it's some kind of pageant or something.
That was the music video too. It was this.
That was a music video. Yes. That's right.
So
93, I think it was.
Yeah, it was a little bit earlier. That song. I will admit, I hated that song with a passion up until
most people
year.
did. Yeah.
Up until this year, and then something kind of just
up till
flipped.
this year.
This
really?
year,
Wow.
2022. Something flipped. I don't know if it's I've been softened by being a father now. I'm like, oh, it's not such a bad song. All right, it's okay.
Yeah, I've
So
always liked it for whatever reason, but
yeah,
it
it's a
has
little
gotten a lot of
catchy,
hate.
you know.
Yeah,
But yeah, so yeah, no, I don't know why I always hated that song for the longest time.
well, it's different. The tones are different. It's very the vocals. His vocals can come off as
Little.
a little annoying, I suppose. But if
Yeah, I
you
can see that a little
deep
bit.
dive, I couldn't tell you another song by this
No,
band.
for all I know, that was the entire album.
It could have been. It could have just been the single, and
that
there
was
you
it.
go. It could have been
Yeah.
Rebecca Black. Friday. There you go.
I played
That's
that
all
for
I
my
got.
students the other week. They had no idea what that song was. And I'm like, how do you guys not
Really?
know this song? And then I realized it was like the year they were born. So I'm like, oh,
God.
that's not good. So time is moving way too fast. All right.
Yeah, seriously. My
there you
God. All right.
There you go.
More songs, Justin.
All right. This one is a jam for me. Love the guitar. This guy also had one other song I had on my iPod, but I don't think anybody ever knew it. And I know it didn't get popular. And that is also great. One of my favorite music videos. That would be another good topic is favorite music videos of all time.
There you go.
I was really big into MTV when I was a kid. Back when they played music. I feel like such an old.
What is
Get
MTV?
off my lawn.
I haven't tuned into MTV.
MTV is nothing.
Years.
They don't do music at all anymore. All right. So this one is Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight.
All right.
I love that song. I love that. The video is so cool.
I can't remember the video.
The video is literally, it's black and white, and it's Eagle Eye Cherry.
Yeah.
And it's him just walking, doing daily things. And so like he's walking down the street, he goes into like a little bodega or a store to buy something.
Okay.
And then it shifts the camera off him, and then it shifts to the store clerk, and he's playing the store clerk. And then, the next character that walks in is a guy with a ski mask on, robbing him. And then it shifts the camera to the guy robbing him, and it's Eagle Eye Cherry again. And then he walks outside, he gets hit by a truck, and then they pan over to the truck driver, and it's Eagle Eye Cherry. So they're just putting him in all these spots of all these different characters.
Okay.
And that's it. That's the whole video. And it's just a very mellow song, very chill. For some reason, and this is really, really weird, I have the strongest memory of getting in our neighbor's car to go to Saturday morning CCD class, and that song was playing, and I was like, this is a really good song.
Okay. All right.
I don't know why that is still stuck with me, but it does. So yeah, one of my favorite songs. He had another one that was called Feels All Right that was decent, but that never got popular. So I don't know what he's doing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, there you go. That's my number 3. Eagle Eye Cherry, Save Tonight.
Very,
it's my ringtone for like all throughout high school.
Was it really? Oh man.
I used to alternate between that and Notorious B.I.G. Big Papa. So
there you go. Okay.
Yeah,
a little bit, but okay, so I'm looking at my list right here, Justin, and
all right.
this is not necessarily my number 3.
Right.
But I don't know anything else by this guy, and this song's always this man's always been a mystery to me.
Oh,
and this song has always been it's
real
fine,
James Bond like, it sounds like.
Well, no, not really. You just feel like, oh, you got to be kidding me. This is a chick song. It's Tall Bachman, She's So High.
Oh, great song. Yeah.
Remember that song?
High. Yeah.
I like that song. Yeah.
It's a good
song. Very catchy.
It is.
Very, very well written song. I think 1999 it was.
Just got in under the bell, yeah.
Just got in under the bell. Again, no idea what Tall Bachman has done, if that's even how you say his name.
I don't know what he's doing either.
Yeah.
Playing coffee shops? I don't know.
Maybe is he going to show up in like Arlington Heights 4th of July Fest or something like Hoobastank did a couple years ago?
Oh God, poor Hoobastank. How the mighty have fallen.
Right, exactly.
It's so depressing. I used to laugh so hard at like, the people that were like 10, 15 years older than me getting so excited when like 80s bands would be playing like Ridgefest and Fall on the Green.
Yeah.
And now all those 90s bands are playing all these shitty village festivals. And I'm like, oh no, it's happening to me now too.
Yep.
time will come for all of us. But anyway, yeah.
But yeah, that song was so catchy, and I always enjoy, and I still pop that one on.
Yeah.
I have it on a couple playlists, with rest of 90s music, classic rock, whatever. I just mix it all together, and that one pops on, and it's one I never really skipped that much. So
it's a good one.
Yeah, that was a great song then, great song now, holds up. But yeah, no idea what else he has
I feel like we're gonna have to do a deep dive on a lot of these bands to make sure.
Yeah, figure out
we need to do wellness checks to make sure they're still alive. I think is what we need to do.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We'll have to get back on that one. So
yes, I agree.
All right, so that is "She's So High" by Tal
Bachman.
Bachman.
Cool video too. Cool video. Too.
I don't remember.
It was like him singing, and there was this girl like dressed as like Amelia Earhart, but with wings, and she's like riding a bike on a tightrope or something. I think weird video, but yeah, sticks out. So
sounds like the '90s. So
it does. Let's just throw a bunch of shit on the camera line. See what sticks. So
exactly.
There you go.
All right, Justin. I'm waiting for a song to pop up on your list.
Maybe when we decided to do this topic, these two were locked in immediately. This was my 1 and 2 immediately locked in. So I think you know where I'm going with this. But my number 2, I still remember the first time I heard this song. I think it was 1998 or 1999. We were up in Escanaba, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It was early in the morning. Nobody was up yet. So I was watching music videos, and this came on, and I was like, whoa, this is the catchiest, poppiest song, and I love it. I still listen to it. Might have made it my screen name for a short period of time on AIM. And that is, and I love music video we'll get into in a second. Yeah. And that is Steal My Sunshine by Len.
Oh, wow.
I freaking love that song. It makes me so happy every time I hear it.
I haven't heard that song in forever.
I have that on numerous playlists. That is like one of my go-to, like one of the first songs I listen to as soon as school's out for the summer. I listen to that. But the music video is awesome because it's all them. I think they're on like the Jersey Shore Boardwalk, and it's just the band, which is a group of people, and they're just hanging out. They rented scooters. They're eating ice cream. They're, going to parties. It's just like, that looks like so much. That like is a 90s summer. Not a care in the world, being like late high school, early college, and just times are good. So great song. The weird like electronic kind of like parts in it that kind of come and go are kind of cool. I think it was a brother and sister that were the singers in that. But I love that song. So that is my number 2, Steal My Sunshine by Len.
Look at you, man.
Yeah.
That is not what I thought you were going to say.
Really? No. I love that song. I remember I saw that album at Best Buy once, and I was like, oh, I should buy that. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, they have no other music that I like. No, I'm going to go on LimeWire and download it. Forget that.
Oh, good old LimeWire.
Yeah.
Always worked better for me
than Kazaa or Morpheus. I don't know, whatever it was. So
Napster never worked for me that well.
No, by the time I got on Napster, people were misspelling the band names to try and circumvent like the copyright infringement. So like, if I wanted to find Len, I'd have to be like LENNNNNNN and just hope somebody uploaded that. So, but yeah, there you go.
Right. Okay. So, great call. I'm going to skip over this one because I'm pretty sure this is going to show up on your list, but, I'll go with like I said, doesn't really matter. My Own Worst Enemy.
Great song.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs
jam
ever.
Yes.
And they had a couple other songs. I can't think
Ziploc,
of them.
I remember was
okay,
one,
that
wasn't like a
nothing to that
hit. Yeah.
Right. Nothing to My Own Worst Enemy that reached that level. I mean, great song, great rock song. Yeah, I can't remember what year that was, but early
that was
90s.
Probably
I think it was.
96, 97, maybe 98, something like that.
Okay.
That song, that opening guitar riff.
Yeah,
is so good.
I'm doing it no justice.
So good. And do you remember the music video for that song?
I do remember the music.
Great music video too.
I watched it not too long ago, actually. So
it's just them in a bowling alley bowling against other teams, and they got like the cool skull bowling ball and like a flame bowling ball, and then they party in like the bowling alley bar. I think is where the video ends.
Right.
So good.
I'll never get sick of that song.
I could listen to that song on repeat all the time. Yeah. Such a good song.
But yeah, I'd call it one hit wonder. So
and I don't know if you remember what the band looked like, but that was like peak 90s, like the gel and like goatee and like
goatee,
wife beater t-shirt.
Yeah.
What a look. What a
Good
look.
times. Miss that.
So I just got a text. My buddy Greg is still watching us. Thank you for watching, Greg. And he
Thanks, Greg.
guessed my number one. He said, "Is it Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba?" Greg, I am sorry to disappoint you. That is not my number one.
Oh, I think I know your number one.
My number one is actually my PlayStation username.
And
that is You Get What You Give by the New Radicals. They did have a couple other songs I enjoyed, but definitely not hits to that level.
that is it. Sorry, New Radicals is a band I do not know another song either, and they were on my list. That's the one I didn't want to say. So
there's a slower song similar into the vein of Tal Bachman called "Someday We'll Know," which it's a little bit slower, more mellow. That's pretty good. And then there's another good song called "Mother We Just Can't Get Enough," which is a little bit more upbeat and a little bit goofy. That's a good song.
I wonder if I listen to those, if I'll recognize
You might recognize one of them. The rest of the album is not that great.
Okay.
And I did not buy it, so I don't care. But
you Get What You Give is a phenomenal
man. That is like a quintessential 90s song for me. I remember learning how to play that on the drums, and I just felt like a
good music video too.
The music video is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh wow, Pretzel Vince says good call on the New Radicals. I like that song. I'm impressed that he knew that song. So good job, Pretzel Vince. I'm impressed.
You probably played it for him, Justin.
I might have. Yeah, I might have. But yeah,
I'm sure you heard it growing up with the kids and all.
With the kids,
so,
yeah. That music video is great because it's just a bunch of punk ass
98
teenagers.
That was
98, yes. Punk ass kids terrorizing people in the mall and kind of taking all the corporate workers and kind of giving it to them. I think they make a bunch of the people in suits run like the concession stand and like goofy shit like that makes no sense. But great song. I mean, God, what are malls anymore? Most malls are closing nowadays anyway. So
pretty much
it's a great moment in history. But yeah, I love that freaking song. Obviously, made that my PlayStation username.
Yeah.
There's been times I've thought about, I should probably change it. And then I'll hear that song on the radio and I'm like, nope, can't change it.
I remember when you first shared me that place, like that was your PlayStation profile name. I'm like, I wonder if he likes the song. So
he's got a problem.
I'm like, that's a pretty good song.
That was my thing. Like when I would make Xbox gamer tags and PlayStation names, I would just do song lyrics. So like one of my backup Xbox usernames was Shakedown 1979 after the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Smashing Pumpkins.
And I think I had I don't know what one of the other. I think I had Eagle Eye Cherry, Cherry or Eagle Eye C or something for one of them for a while too. I don't know. I had a problem. So yeah, that's my number one with a bullet. I do have. We can get to honorable mentions later, but that's my number one. I'm very curious. You know what? Okay, we do have a question coming into the chat. Do you want to wait until we're done, or do you want to take this question?
Yeah, read it. Let's
All right, we have a question from Dark Sage 9117. Dark Sage, thank you for asking this question. He says he's got a baseball question for us. So go ahead and type your question he's in on Twitch. So go ahead and type your question. We will get to it once we wrap up. Here we go. He says, I remember in the 1990s when you had the Braves and Yankees dynasties. Yes. God, those Braves teams were so good. And those Yankees teams were so good too. I remember David Justice. I remember seeing do you remember when he swung and I think he dislocated his wrist? I remember that was like
he was on the Braves then.
He was on the Braves then.
He was on the Braves, yeah.
So
oh God, why am I struggling to remember that?
Chipper Jones,
Andrew Jones,
Greg Maddux, Tom Glavine,
Smoltz, all those guys, man.
That pitching rotation was so good.
Javi Lopez.
Javi Lopez was a heck of a hitting catcher.
He was.
That guy was excellent. He was pretty badass. So and then the Yankees, obviously, I mean, I feel like as being Chicagoans, powerhouse. We are groomed not to like the Yankees on both sides of town here, but they did have a great team. I mean, remember Tito Martinez, and Paul O'Neill, Chuck Knobloch. Never liked Paul O'Neill. He always just seemed like a
Brocious, jerk. Wasn't he on the 90s Yankees?
Scott Brocious. Yeah, he was on the A's too, I remember. And in the Mariners.
Yeah, in the Indians too, yeah.
In the Indians, that guy got around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so while we're waiting for Dark Sage's question, Greg, why don't you want to give us your number one 90s one hit wonder?
So I was gonna mention You Get What You Give, like I said before, because that's
why we're such good friends.
Yeah, exactly. My number one, or one that I would have been my number one if I had ranked these properly, so it's appropriate that I'm listing it here, is Blue Dabba Dee Dabba Die by Eiffel 65. I was obsessed with that song. Because you can still say I'm obsessed with that song.
Really?
I love that freaking song. I
I
don't know why.
never got really into that.
Oh my god, that was my jam. And when I heard they played it at the beginning of Iron Man 3, that's probably like honestly the last time I listened to it. But so it's not really my jam anymore. But I was so happy. I remember when oh god, that was on Now 5 or Now
Oh,
4.
the Now CDs. That might be like top 5 Now CDs might be. We'll have to dig through that. I had so many of
that's right.
those.
And that was the only play I found out my uncle actually had their CD.
Really?
So I listened to a bunch of others like their techno pop crap, and I was like, nah, this is it right here. So that song, I love that freaking song. I don't know what else they've done. I couldn't tell you.
That was a big song. I was in 8th grade middle school. They played that at our dance, I remember, and everybody went nuts.
We always would make up lyrics for Dabba Dee, Dabba Die. And I think me and my buddies came up with I'm blue and I'm in need of a guy. Like that was that was
fair
kind
enough.
of those were our lyrics for that.
Too funny.
Tells you kind of people we were. So
all right. Well, before we jump to our listener submissions, all right. Here's Dark Sage's question. I'm going to read it to you, Greg, and maybe you can answer this one because I am thinking one way already, but I'm curious what you say.
Yeah.
All right. Sage says, I remember in the 1990s when you had the Braves and Yankees dynasty, how at one time you had two teams dominate baseball in a way that we have never seen since. I'm curious with all the talk about the Dodgers. I'm assuming that's what he means by Los Angeles, because surely the Angels. Oh boy. But they are
still playing well.
Still playing well. Yeah. I'm guessing the Dodgers. He says, where did it go? I'm curious with all the talk about the Dodgers and a potential dynasty. Do you feel we will ever see a return to the 90s days when you had two teams that dominate? He says, I remember the dynamic well because the Braves were the team in the 90s and the Yankees as well. They are my team that is the buzzsaw in the playoffs. And we have for the last 20 years or not had a dynasty really like that since. And I feel the Dodgers need a team like that to be what the media wants them to be. Is Houston that team potentially? So what do you guys think? Do you think we'll ever get like that dynasty era? I mean, like the Yankees and the Braves too. And I mean, I guess you don't even need to necessarily win a championship because the Braves only won the 95 World Series, right?
Yeah, they only won the one out of
man, that was a team. I mean, they had that like 15, 16.
It shows you how hard it is.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. So
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you think we'll get to that? The only thing I would say is I feel like, I mean, free agency was in the 90s too, but I feel like there's so much more changing of teams these days. So it's kind of hard to have that mainstay. Right. Of the same characters, same players at each position.
Well, we have the problems with teams, cutting costs now, not spending money. I mean, that's obviously not the case with the Dodgers, but we've seen trends with teams nowadays, watching that the competitive balance tax, even though it's raised and everything, but that's something that just wasn't there before. So I definitely think you could describe the Dodgers as the powerhouse right now, because as a team that does not give a shit, they spend whatever they want. They have an all-star lineup. They are really good, best team in the, they're the best team in the NL on paper, definitely. I forget record-wise if they're with the Mets or not, but yeah, I mean, right now, if I had to give it to two teams, I'd say Dodgers and Yankees, but I don't think it's hard to say. I mean, you could say the Dodgers, as far as longevity, as far as being, a multiple year powerhouse. Would you agree with that, Justin?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the Dodgers are probably the closest thing just because I feel like every year.
Right. It just doesn't feel the same. It doesn't feel like those Braves or Yankees team. I mean, those teams were freaking dynasties, man. I don't want to throw out the dynasty word right now because it just doesn't feel like that, because you have contract disputes, you have Aaron Judge, not getting what he wants, you have uncertainties. I mean, these guys just stuck together for so long and just dominated. So
well, here's another good point. So Pretzel Vince in the chat in YouTube, he mentions the luxury tax. So do you think I mean, obviously the luxury tax was still a thing in the 90s, but I don't know if salaries just were a little bit more controllable. And then also Dark Sage says, what about the Cardinals? Could you consider them a dynasty as well? Just because they're so, are they the contemporary to the Dodgers? He wants to know. Would you consider the Cardinals the way they handle their business? Which I don't feel like I can accurately answer, because as a Cubs fan, I hate the Cardinals with a passion and everything they do. So I will defer to Greg on the Cardinals being a contemporary one.
I mean, they've certainly, if you look at Yachty and Wainwright, still around and everything, and then bringing back Pujols, but they haven't. I mean, I wouldn't really say it right now. I felt more like that in the more in the Tony La Russa years, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you're right. I consider them a little bit more, and even I guess maybe a little bit of the Mike Matheny years. And Mike Matheny is a
little bit,
gigantic
yeah, Mike.
tool.
Yeah, he's a
He's a
he's
tool.
kind of a tool. So
And then also our buddy Greg Horn just texted and he said wild cards make the MLB far more competitive to have those dynasties, which is a really good point. You have especially now you have all these multiple wild card teams coming in, and obviously that wasn't necessarily the case back in the day, at least more towards the mid to late 90s when they instituted the wild card. But yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. That's good. Good points you made.
If you've not listened before, please be sure to subscribe and check out our podcast, which is the same thing.
I know that was a long answer too, but I thinking back now to those '90s Braves and Yankees teams, I'm like they just felt different. Those were dynasties that would just dominate. So
yes,
we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens this year. So
yeah.
I mean, maybe the Dodgers are the closest thing. So, in my opinion, so potentially. So,
all right. Where did we leave off? You said Blue I'm a Diva by Eiffel 66.
Blue I'm in need of a guy. Eiffel 65. Those were 5 I listed. I got some honorable mentions.
All right, you want to go through honorable mentions, and then we'll do our listener write-ins.
Again, bands that I don't know other songs by them, and you might have to help me out with a couple, Justin. With your
input. You, Greg. I got you.
This one obviously made popular by the TV show Friends. I'll Be There For You by the Rembrandts.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't know what else they
remember,
did.
I think my mom bought that album on like the Sony 99-cent, mail-in album thing. Yeah, I do remember the Rembrandts.
There She Goes by the Laws.
Yes. And I believe they also did. No, I'm sorry. I'm also thinking Sixpence None the Richer also did a cover of that song.
Yes. They did that cover. Yep.
That's right. Yep.
Life is a Highway, not Rascal Flatts.
Tom Cochran.
Yeah. He was in. What was the band? He was a Canadian rocker, wasn't he?
He was. Yes.
What was that band he was in? Not Nickelback, but
no, God, no. He was in. First thing, whatever happened to Tom Cochran? That's what pops up on. He was in the band Red Rider.
Red Rider. Okay, I know never heard of them. I thought I was gonna say Red Rocks. Okay, Red Rider.
Okay, well, okay. Red Rocks is a great.
I don't know anything by them either. I just remember hearing about that. So
yes,
I don't know what he did as a solo artist besides that song. So great song. Life is a Highway.
Great song.
Love that.
Great song.
Better than the Rascal Flatts remake that made that popular. And then Bittersweet Symphony.
That is a good song.
This thing always put when I had
the Verve, not the Verve.
The Verve, yeah.
Yeah.
When I subscribed to where I would listen to, what is it, on Sirius XM Pop Rocks.
Pop Rocks, yeah.
That song was on every other 10 minutes or whatever. So
that song always cracks me up because I'm almost positive they got zero money from that song because I believe the Rolling Stones sued them for the opening. Because it sounds just like You Can't Always Get What You Want, I believe.
Right.
Very close. So I want to say they didn't make anything on that song. And that was a popular song in the mid to late 90s. So
it was 97, I think it was.
Yeah. Cool music video too of just him walking down the street, bumping into people and stuff.
All
right. I got 6.
Let's hear them.
I tried to cut it down for Vinny, but I'm going to go with 6 now because he's not here. So when he's not here, I can have some more fun. All right. He won't call me out on my bullshit, I should say.
Right.
Number 1, Lou Bega, Mambo Number 5.
Of course.
As somebody who played the trumpet in jazz band growing up, in addition to the drums, the trumpet in that song is great. And in middle school, my goal was to marry someone with the name that they mentioned in that song, and they mentioned Erica.
And
in that
they
song.
Did. Look at that.
A little bit of Erica
accomplished.
What is it? A little bit of Erica
by my side.
By my side. Thank you.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. So she is not by my side right now, but in spirit she is. Lit. I had obviously we talked about. Here's another more of a rap song. Skilo, I Wish. Do you remember?
Oh, okay. I Wish? Yeah.
If I was, I told myself as a kid in Little League, if I ever made it to the majors, that was going to be my walk-up song. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. I wish I had a car. Something I could drive and go. I don't remember how it goes. Another one. This one's a jam. I still rock out to this. Harvey Danger, Flagpole Sitta.
Oh yeah,
that is a great Great song. Great
that was
drum.
an NHL. That was an NHL game, wasn't it?
It might have been.
Song? I can't remember.
Another one I really enjoyed. This was, I think, 98 or 99. I remember listening to this a lot when I was on Travel All-Star Team for baseball, and that is Citizen King's Better Days.
Yep.
Good song.
Not and then lastly, the Goo Goo Dolls song.
Yes. Lastly, first album I ever bought besides Ace of Base, and that was Chumbawamba's Tub Thumping, I Get Knocked Down. So there you go. That's my honorable mentions.
Oh, that is so 90s.
It is.
I remember that was like such a huge song in what was it, Home Alone 3? Remember that terrible movie?
Oh God, I loved Home Alone 3 as a kid, and then as I realized that it was garbage.
That's the one when he's like driving the RC car around.
Yeah, it was Alex D. Linz or something was the main character.
Was he the one in was he the one in Liar Liar?
Yes, I think he was.
Okay, because Anakin was the kid in Jingle All the Way. Right?
Yes,
I get that mixed up.
That guy is kind of gone off the rails, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's got scary dude.
Yep.
Yeah. So there you go.
Awesome.
What do we got? We have a few write-ins. Do you want to go over those?
Yeah, let's do it. Can you read them, Justin? Because my Google Doc has frozen right here.
No problem. I got you.
Stuck. Okay.
All right. Ashley writes in and says, hands down, number one, Barbie Girl, Aqua. She says, my girls love this song now.
Okay, yeah. So we're playing that song a lot in the car rides now.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Is that right?
Yep, in a Barbie world, lacking plastic.
Hey, was it Hey There Barbie? Let's go Barbie.
Let's go party.
Let's go party. Yeah. There you go.
Hey there, Barbie,
she also says the thong song by Cisco and Mambo Number 5 by Lou Bega. Also in there. Yes.
Yep.
Cisco had that weird silver hair. I always wondered how he did that.
Yeah, that's right.
Erica writes in. She says Meredith Brooks, "Bitch," which yes, that was a really popular song. She also had "Barbie Girl" by Aqua and "Thong Song" by Cisco. Apparently, the two sisters are locked up on this one. Lit, My Own Worst Enemy, as well, along with us. And then this one, this might be like 99, I want to say. And that was Crazy Town's Butterfly, which I know one of the guys from that band is dead. I think he overdosed.
Really?
That was a jam in middle school. They used to play that at all of our dances, and we used to think we were really cool. So there you go. She also said honorable mentions for her: Sixpence Non's The Richer, Kiss Me, and Macy Gray, I Try, which also were very popular songs.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I thought you were saying not a Macy Gray fan. Her very unique voice, that's for sure.
Very unique.
Fun fact about Macy Gray: I remember her second album was set to drop on 9/11, and it did. And I think obviously nobody cared about music for like the months and years after 9/11. So I think that kind of killed her music career. Yeah,
I forgot about
because she was at the MTV VMA Awards like the day before. It was like 9/9 or 9/10, and she had a dress on that said "New album drops 9/11." And then I don't think nobody went to the store to buy albums for a long period of time.
Yeah,
so,
it didn't age so well.
It did not go over well. Sean, our buddy Sean, writes in. He says, "Closing Time, Semisonic." Good choice, Sean. "Tub Thumping" by Chumbawamba. Yes, I can see why we're friends. "Sex and Candy" by Marcy's Playground is a great song.
I remember that one.
That was a great song. I remember I loved that song in grade school, but anytime it came on the radio, I would change it because I was embarrassed to listen to it with my mom. So that sounds like sixth grade Justin for sure. He said House of Pain's Jump Around and Eagle Eye Cherries Save Tonight.
There you go.
House of Pain had what's the guy's name? He went on and did a couple other songs in the 90s.
He did.
What's his name? I can't think of his name.
I don't know.
Hold on. House of Pain singer. What do we got here? Everlast. That was it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he had a couple songs. All right. And then lastly, my buddy Greg, who's been texting in, he said
he narrowed with us on the show here, or is he?
He's been texting in. Okay. I'm assuming he's watching on potentially maybe the YouTube feed or the Twitter feed or the Facebook feed. I don't know, but
gotcha.
He said he narrowed it down to 10 and struggled it to get it down to 5. But here we go. Oh man, you can see why he and I are such good friends. Whoop, there it is by Tag Team. You give by the New Radicals. Oh, and here's 3 that we have not talked about all night. Brick by Ben Folds 5. That is
wow.
Such a really dark song.
Yep.
Really dark song, but very, very good song musically. Informer by Snow. Do you remember?
Oh,
I'm an informer.
Yeah.
And then something. Lick
heard
you down, I think is what it lick you boom boom down. I don't know what that means. I feel like I just probably broke something. And then lastly, I know he is a huge Swing fan. At least whenever I've driven in his car, he always had a bunch of songs by this band playing, and that is Squirrel Nut Zippers and their song Hell. Do you remember Squirrel Nut Zippers?
No.
Okay, they were pretty good. They were very. Yeah. It was around the same time that, like, you remember in the late '90s, Swing was like trying to come back, and it was like the Cherry Poppin' Daddies and Zoot Suit Riot and all that stuff.
Yeah. I remember
that was around the same time.
That was around. Okay.
So
I probably know it if I heard it. I gotta.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You would definitely hear it right
Wait,
away.
What is it? What's the name of the song?
Hell, Hell by Squirrel Nut Zippers. They had a. I think they.
Zippers.
That was the one. I want to say it's been in movies and stuff too, for sure. So
I probably know it.
Yeah, if you heard it,
check it out, Greg, Mr. Ketchup on hot dogs.
Yeah, well, at least he's got good music taste. That's at least we got that going. I don't know about Informer by Snow, but I can
That's another song I haven't heard in a while.
Oh, that's a jam in itself right there. But so there you go.
Any others?
That's it. Those are the 4 people that wrote in for that one. Okay. So wait a minute. You know what? I take that back. We did have a few other people that wrote songs, wrote comments about these songs. Hold on one second. Right. Let me pull this up. Lynn says she also has the Barbie Girl song on her Spotify. Greg says that Squirrel Nut Zippers, they're fantastic beyond that song. One of the best jazz and swing bands of the 90s. Let's see here. Tony writes in and says, let me see that thong song by Cisco for sure. And also Lou Bega's Mambo No. 5.
Yep.
And I just have to give my wife shit because originally on her top 5 list, she had Psy's Gangnam Style. And I said, sweetie, I love you. But that song came out like 8 years ago. That wasn't in the 90s. That's new. So she did not read the directions.
Definitely a one-hit wonder. Definitely a one-hit wonder.
I just remember how quickly that took over. And I remember our good brother-in-law, Vinny, doing that dance at numerous family get-togethers. Yeah, I want to say there was a push for us to play that at our wedding, maybe in 2013. That was around that time that song got popular.
Can't tell you what he's doing now.
No, I couldn't tell you what he's doing now either. So yeah,
couldn't that wraps up. Couldn't tell you what Vinny's doing now either.
I'm assuming Vinny's doing work right now.
We're doing work.
So we're gonna have to reach out to his boss and say, hey, podcast comes first, sir.
We still have his info. So
we do after we did that episode about him.
We'll arrange that.
Our people will talk to his people. So yeah, I think the StreamYard thing went well. It was kind of cool to get some comments from people while we do it, right?
I think this went great.
I think it was fun.
Pretty good going live. Look at us
going live. So yeah, so we'll see. We'll try this again maybe in the future if it goes well. Heck, the network is paying for it, so we might as well use it, or we're paying the network for it, I guess I should say. So
one way or the other.
So there you go. So I guess that does it. Again, if you want to write in or get a hold of us, feel free. Facebook.com/baseball and whatever. Tweet us at baseball and what. That is probably the best way because Vinny and I think Greg too. You guys are on that Twitter account all day, pretty much, right?
Oh, that's all Vinny.
Was that all Vinny? Okay, because I am not on there that much. Occasionally.
I need to avoid Twitter.
Well, really. you have a bunch of people trying to batten down your door, I think, based on your Twitter stuff, right? The text line, you can reach us on via phone or voicemail or text, which is 1-913-808-3278. That number again is 1-913-808-FART. Thank you. And yeah, that number, you can call at any time. It is just a Google voicemail line. It is not going to wake us up in the middle of the night or interrupt us at work. So call in.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, if you call in with a angry, cursy voicemail, Justin will
I can put all the censor beeps to make it hysterical.
So make it great.
Makes me laugh every time.
It's literally my venting hotline.
You know what? It is. So also you can reach us on Instagram at baseball and whatever. You can email us at baseballandwhatever@gmail.com, or our official Belly Up Network email is baseballandwhateverpodcast@bellyupsports.com. You can subscribe to us on Twitch or YouTube by searching Baseball and Whatever. We will pop up. We'd appreciate a subscribe. If you like the show, go on Apple or Spotify and give us a 5-star review. We'd appreciate that. I think we're up to 15 5-star reviews. So
beautiful.
Fun. So there we go. Pretzel Vince writes in and says, thank you. This was great. Yeah, I think this was a lot of fun. So we'll keep doing it. It'll also make it a lot easier for me because I think I can just take this file and upload the video or the YouTube already uploads it. So I think we're done. So my work got a lot easier.
Things are coming up, Justin, right now. If you ask me,
I'm off tomorrow, so I would have been. I would have.
Look at that! This works so much better.
I'm also off Monday, but yeah. So
gotta use. Well, I'm not working overtime tomorrow because fuck them. So,
so yeah, people need to, if you listen for the first time, tell your friends, subscribe, so we can make this our day job as opposed to our just fun night project. So there you go.
Yes.
Hopefully our third chair, Vincent, will be back next week with some interesting takes. He'll have to tell us his top 90s. I'm sure he will tell me why he doesn't like one of mine. I was going to start off the show by saying Blackberry, Blackbird by the Beatles was a great one-hit wonder. Blackberry sounds better.
Blackberry was also I'm just one-hit wonder.
he's screaming at his headset right now if he's listening or watching, because I think that really bothers him when I do that. So
I think I can hear
Vinny, we love you. We miss you.
Yes,
and we will be back next week on Baseball and Whatever. So feel free to join us for more tomfoolery and fun on Baseball and Whatever. We will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.
Goodbye.